So you guys have already heard about all of the hubbub about trying to remove critical race theory from schools and curriculums for students, right? You've heard about how they've been whining and complaining about how kids are being taught that white people are evil and black people are superior or whatever, black people are morally pure. Elected officials in some states, notably very red states, to now start including things like learning about Martin Luther King Jr., learning about slavery, learning about Ruby Bridges, who is one of the, I believe, the or one of the first ever black children to go to a non-segregated school in America, and her story is quite famous. She's still alive. They've tried to include her book. They've tried to include learning about like everything, learning about segregation, slavery, these objectively true things that have happened in American history where, yes, we did some bad things. They are trying to take all of that completely off of the curriculum. And this has been a huge problem. They're trying to label anything that teaches anti-racist ideas, regardless of how long they've been set as a precedent. Teaching that the Civil War was about slavery. They think that's critical race theory, even though it's an objectively true historical fact. Learning about Harriet Tubman. That's critical race theory to them. They want to ban all of it. They want to ban... They're trying to ban Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham jail. Okay? That's what they're trying to ban in some states from these schools, okay? And now it's escalated to full-on Nazi shit. They've escalated it to full-on Holocaust denial Nazi shit. So this tweet just went up less than an hour ago, and it has been blowing the fuck up. And it went out like a little bit before I went live, and we have to cover it. NBC News. New. A school administrator in Southlake, Texas, advised teachers last week that if they have a book about the Holocaust in their classroom, they should also have a book with an opposing perspective. Listen to the audio recording obtained by NBC News. Sorry. I want to say this right now. This isn't some right-wing demagogue like Ben Shapiro type. This isn't some, Marjorie Taylor Greene type. This is the school administrator in Southlake, Texas. This guy has serious administrative power over the education in this area. So it's very possible what he's talking about here could actually go through. But let's go ahead and give it a listen, huh? Let's turn it all the way up. Listen to that audio. This was secretly recorded, apparently. A Carol staff member secretly recorded Petty's comments and shared the audio with NBC News. The following has been edited for length.
We are in the middle of a political mess. And you are in the middle of a political mess.
So I want to point out here, this is leaked audio. This is the ulterior motive of all those people bitching about cancel culture and advocating for the banning of this type of teaching. This is what their ulterior motive is. They want to up it to, okay, now let's ban learning about the Holocaust. These people want to create a generation of kids, ideally for them, of like straight, white, cis, teenage boys coming out of school who don't even know the Holocaust happened. Or better yet, believe it didn't. That's what they want. That is how they want to fuel the future voting base of the Republican Party in America.
And so we just have to do the best that we can. And so we're going to go and you're going to do what you do best, and that's to teach kids.
I think we're all just really terrified.
I think you are.
So this is Gina Petty. I believe this is the person. So we've got teachers talking. We've got this is clearly like some kind of big meeting. And this Carol lady or whatever is recording it. Or like this teacher is recording it and has released it to the press.
You are terrified. And I wish I could take that away. I do. I can't. I can't do that. You are professionals. We hired you as professionals. We trust you with our children. So if you think the book is okay, then let's go with it. And whatever happens, we will fight it together. We will.
There's a lot of districts that are in the exact same spot we're in. And no one knows how to navigate these waters. I mean, no one.
Teachers complained that they still didn't understand the new book guidelines, so Petty offered an example.
as you go through, just try to remember the concepts of 3979 and make sure that if you have a book on the Holocaust, that you have one that has opposing, that has other.
How do you oppose the Holocaust?
Believe me, that's come up.
So number the stars,
No,
which is
There's an argument. In a statement, a carol. So what I'm assuming here is that Carroll might be the name of the county, or the town, or the school, because I don't think Carroll's a name for a person. I'm starting to think Carroll's probably the name of the school, or the town, or the area, or the district, something like that. Like it could be Carroll County, or something. I don't know. Oh yeah. In a statement, a Carroll spokeswoman said Petty's example about the Holocaust reflects the district's attempt to comply with a new state law that requires teachers to present multiple perspectives when discussing widely debated and currently controversial issues. So we have reached the point, this political discourse has reached the point where the existence of the Holocaust is, quote, a widely debated and currently controversial issue. So much so that there is a Texas law suggesting that it ought not be taught in schools unless there is also literature coinciding with it that teaches another perspective. In the example of the Holocaust, it's either the Holocaust happened or it did not. Or you could argue the Holocaust happened and it was good, and the Holocaust happened and it was bad, and they'd want someone there to say it was good, apparently. And of course, this is being done in Texas. Of all states, of course, it would be Texas or Florida. You'd think it'd be Florida, but I'm actually not surprised that it's Texas. Florida is scuffed as fuck, but from my experience, the schooling in Florida is so scuffed that they can't even get anything done. So I'm not quite as worried about Florida passing these laws, because nothing gets done in Florida, okay? Like, listen, all right? The biggest change for me moving from Florida to California is that shit actually works out here in California. Like, things actually happen, and that's just not a thing in Florida. Nothing fucking happens in Florida unless it's some crazy motherfucker doing something. Like, I don't know. It feels like everything in Florida is so scuffed, nothing ever gets done, but here, like in California, in a somewhat normal place, it does. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is despicable. This is absolutely fucking insane. And this is the natural conclusion of what these people are advocating for. These anti-critical race theory people, these people who like to virtue signal about how they just care about differing opinions and want people to be exposed to new ideas. What they want is to push their narrative, and to, despite the fact that it is demonstrably untrue, okay? It is just demonstrably untrue. The reality of the Holocaust is as well verified as the fact that the Earth is fucking round, okay? Holocaust denial is absolutely on the same tier as flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. They're all on the same fucking tier. They're crazy conspiracy theorists who get their news and their facts from people like Alex Jones and, you know, independent media or whatever. And they don't really care about reality. They exist in a different plane of reality than us. They do not interact with the real world. They believe that, like, there are people who unironically believe that the Earth is flat and that the Democrats or whatever are trying to hide that it's flat. Like, these are the people we're talking about here. I bet fucking Dennis Prager or Ben Shapiro is going to defend this decision. They will. They will always defend this decision. Because regardless of the personal opinions of like Dennis Prager or Ben Shapiro, like, sure, Dennis Prager and Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager here. Yeah, Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro may themselves be Jewish, but that doesn't fucking matter. They don't give a shit about their own principles and their ideas and, like, you know, how accurate what they're saying is. They care about, you know, towing the line. They care about towing the line, making their money, getting more voters for the Republican Party, more conservatives, more young conservatives, and just grifting off of the culture war discourse. They don't fucking care. Do you think Ben Shapiro thinks he's in danger of anti-Semitism? Do you guys think that Ben Shapiro believes that if we had a full-on like fuck anti-Semitic Nazi uprising in this country. Do you think Ben Shapiro actually believes that he would be in any danger of that? Do you think he actually believes that? Dennis Prager too. Here, I'm actually going to move myself a little more to the middle of this of the screen here. Do you think they actually think they're in danger or care or think they have like any money in the game? They don't. They're wealthy. They're well off. They are very much separated from all of this and the impacts of the drama and what they bring up. They don't fucking care, okay? They don't care if the fucking country gets overtaken by Nazis, despite the fact that they're Jewish, okay? They really don't care. They're grifting, all right? Candace Owens is black and friends with white supremacists. Candace Owens is personal friends with people who would have her lynched. Okay? Trust me, the right, people on the right, will throw away their identity in an instant. They will throw away what would be like the best thing to do for your identity, or whatever would be like the best way to self-preserve, you know, with your identity. If it means you can make money and grift and push the Conservative Party line, if that's what you believe. Blair White does the same thing. Blair White engages in harassment and brigading and the type of shit that any trans person on the internet would be fucking scared of, you know, brigades of people coming to tell you that your gender isn't valid. She engages in that same behavior against other people and encourages her audience to do that. Do you really think that, like, Blair White as a trans person, do you think it's her best interest to create an audience whose first idea whenever they don't like someone is to brigade their channel and say they're not a real woman or not a real trans person, or their identity isn't valid? Of course that's not in Blair White's best interest as a trans woman, but it makes a lot of money and it toes the Conservative Party line. It's as simple as that. It's all grifting, guys. It is all fucking grifting. From top to bottom, a bunch of grifting little scumbag rat pieces of shit. That's all it is. From top to goddamn bottom. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do not forget to ring that motherfucking bell icon right next to that subscribe button. That's the most important part. YouTube does not even consider you subscribed. Not for real, unless you ring that bell icon. You won't get notified when I go live or upload a video or a short or a poll or anything like that, no matter what, unless you ring the bell icon. That's how YouTube works now. It's a stupid update, but it is what it is. You can also follow my social media, all linked down below. I got my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok linked all down there, especially my Twitter. That's where all the spicy memes happen. And don't forget my fan Discord, which you can also join through a link in the description, where I do movie watch-togethers with my chat. We get together and do watch parties of movies, TV shows. We're currently going to be watching through The Hobbit. Might do that after stream today. As well as playing games with people. Sometimes I bring people on for debates or debate people off stream, or just generally talk to people. So join my fan Discord. It's a great community, and we need more people in there, frankly. And of course, if you want to support me financially, you can always donate, gift a sub, subscribe yourself, or find some other means through which to support me over on the website, xanderhall.com/live, on YouTube, Twitch, or directly donating through Streamlabs or through Patreon. So I really appreciate your support, no matter what it is, whether it be a comment, a like, or even financial support. I really appreciate it, and have a good one.